Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm the Collector, and today I want to talk about something that I don't normally talk about, but this is about clone troopers. Now, you can see on my screen I have a regular 501st clone trooper, and then a Clone Army Customs custom clone trooper. So the topic of the video today is, are custom clone troopers worth it? Now, custom clone troopers are a very popular thing in the LEGO world, and there are some huge companies like Minifigs for You, Clone Army Customs, Brick Arms that make these custom weapons and figures and custom LEGO products. So today I want to answer a very interesting question, a very heated question of, are custom LEGO minifigures worth it? Now, I don't mean fake LEGO minifigures, I mean real LEGO parts that have been customized or custom printed on to create a custom figure like you see on screen. So I'm going to compare these two figures and just talk to you guys about what the features are of these two different figures and the pros and the cons of each of the figures. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So our first figure we can talk about is the 501st Clone Trooper. Now, this is a pretty basic figure. You get the blue helmet, the blue torso, and the blue legs. You get some nice printing on the figure throughout the legs, the torso, and all around the figure. You get pretty nice printing to see. This figure comes in a $30 set and is about $8 on Bricklink. You can buy it for a decent price depending on where you buy it from and who you buy it from. And most people have this figure by now. This is a pretty standard figure to have in your LEGO collection because of how popular the set was. And the next figure is our Clone Army Customs custom figure. This was actually my sig fig for a good year when I was on YouTube. So this is a figure I made at Brick Fair, Virginia 2019, and I bought this figure for about $15. I paid more than that, but I got accessories, visors, blasters, stuff like that. But for this figure alone, I paid $15. And to buy a Clone Army Customs figure off their website can range from like $10 to $15 to even like $45. So there is some variation in price between these different figures, depending on the printing, depending on what accessories the figures come with. But I think the average price for a figure like this is about $20. So I want to talk about, is that price really worth it for a clone trooper? Now, obviously everyone has their own opinion, so this is going to be a very, educated guess on, is it really worth it if you're looking to get into custom clones and to buy them. This video is basically going to tell you that if you're paying the average price for a custom figure, are you getting enough? Are you getting what you pay for? And that's really what I want to answer today in this video by comparing these two figures. So let's go ahead and jump into the comparison. So I think for the sake of the video, we can say this figure right here is $20 and this figure right here is $8. This seems like a pretty fair price considering where you can buy this from and how many of the figures you get in each of the 501st battle packs you buy. So right off the bat, you can see the legs have a very big increase in printing, especially on the custom clone trooper. You can see that the legs on the 501st trooper have minimal printing. They do have toe printing, which is a plus, but they have very minimal leg printing in terms of the fronts. Now, on the custom clone trooper, we see the legs are very highly printed. You have a lot of different details throughout the figure. Both figures do not have any side leg printing, nor do they have back printing, so we don't have to talk about that today. But in terms of the legs, the printing and overall really goes to the custom clone trooper. So what we can also do to base our claim is to make a point system. So throughout the video, we can make different points on what figure has better details, because the 501st figure is really a good figure to compare to, because this is one of the most standard clone trooper figures you can get nowadays in modern LEGO. So the point for legs definitely goes to the Clone Army Customs figure because it has a lot more printing and looks fantastic. Now we can move on to the torso. Right away, the point automatically goes to the torso of the Clone Army Customs figure. The torso is highly detailed. You get tons of different lines in there. You get tons of different details. You have a nice belt. You have a lot of accessories and very high details throughout the figure versus the 501st Trooper, which just has very bland printing, nothing too insane, just the regular tool belt, some armor, and some blue stripes going throughout the figure. Now, this figure does have shadows where the torso can sort of bend at your stomach. So it is a plus, but that really doesn't dictate getting the point over the Clone Army Customs figure. So the point definitely goes to the Clone Army Customs figure here on the right. Now, in terms of arm printing, the arm printing on these figures are very, very special. One of the most notable things about these custom figures is the arm printing. People go crazy for these arm printings on these figures because they look fantastic. There are even some companies that just make strictly LEGO arm printings, and they do insanely well. So the Clone Army Customs figure definitely has a lot more detailing on the arms. The 501st Trooper doesn't have any printing at all on the arms, so the point it has to definitely go towards the Clone Army Customs figure because it has tons of detail. If you look at the arms, they are highly detailed. There's tons of different colors, tons of different areas to look at printing. There's, wristbands. There's like distinctions between the arm and the wristbands. It's really insane. You also get the Culinary Customs logo, which, or at least what looks to be the Culinary Customs logo, and it looks fantastic on the arms. You can take a look at the left arm too. It's the same thing, but it looks amazing. So the point definitely goes to the Culinary Customs figure here on the right. Now here's where we sort of flip the script. Now, if we take a look at the helmet printings and moldings, the Culinary Customs figure does look a little funky when it comes in terms of the helmet molding. Now, it does look kind of weird in my opinion. Personally, I think it's a little too slim and a little too funky looking. Now, I think in some terms it is more accurate to the movie, but in terms of aesthetics and Lego, the point definitely has to go to the File First Trooper. The overall molding of the File First Clone Trooper's helmet is just a lot better, I think, than the custom one. It looks a lot more shaped. It has a lot more tone to it. It doesn't look as, like, thin, I guess, as the other helmet. It just fits the Clone Trooper's body more and looks, I think, a lot better than this helmet does. So the point definitely goes to the File First Trooper here for clear reasons, I think. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about back printing. I don't really think it's important to base a figure's value or price off of back printing, but both figures do have pretty similar back printing, not like actually look-wise, but in terms of how much printing there actually is on the back. They both have tool belts, they both have a little thing in the middle, so there really isn't really much difference between the two figures here, so I'm not going to give any figure a point here, but they really do look the same almost. So now, with the clear winner in this case being the Culinary Customs Trooper, now we have to talk about, is it really worth it to pay $20 for a figure like this compared to an $8 figure like the File First Trooper for a build, or something that you're doing that would dictate this price increase? So I think that's pretty important to discuss. Is it really worth this, $12 price jump between the two figures to have that, benefit in the mock looking like that? Or, just in many different cases, is it really worth it? Now, I think it is worth it if you're buying figures separately. Like, one figure, I think, is worth it, but I don't think buying bulk of these figures is really worth it. I don't think paying that much money for a figure like this is really worth that much money. Say you buy, 10 of these, you're paying $200 for 10 figures next to these figures that you can buy, you can get 10 of these for around $90. That's a big difference. That's almost a 50%, 50% plus decrease in price versus if you're buying these guys in bulk versus the Culinary Customs Troopers. Now, again, the prices of these guys do vary a lot. The prices of the File First Troopers can vary within a couple dollars, maybe in like 50 cents, but they don't vary between like the $20, $15, $10 price marks that these troopers can go for. These guys can go for upwards of $50, and in some auction cases like $80. So these guys definitely do go for insane prices depending on the figures. Sometimes they're Mandalorian, sometimes they're Clone Troopers, sometimes they're Jedi, Sith, stuff like that. So I know I'm making a lot of different points, I'm going all over the place, but the basic point I want to say, if a Culinary Customs figure is worth it, is this $20 figure, a basic Culinary Customs figure that ranges from $10 to $15, maybe even $20, is it worth it? And my answer is yes. I think it is worth it. I think they can be very nice possessions to have, and when I bought this clone, it was amazing. These figures are highly detailed, they look great in mocks. And they can be very nice to have on your shelves, and you can add a lot of accessories to them, and they look really, really good. So I think in terms of more expensive Clone Troopers, it really just depends on what you're willing to pay. If you have a lot of money you're willing to spend on these figures, go ahead and buy them. But I think if you are looking to buy a Clone Trooper for a mock, and you need a figure, and you have to decide between a regular Lego figure or a custom Culinary Customs figure, I think you should definitely go with the custom figure. Again, I think in a lot of cases they can be very beneficial to a mock or a display, and they look really great. They have tons of printing, a lot of detail goes in these figures, and all you really got to do is watch out where you're buying them from. Some people sell, some that are scratch, but if you really want to get a good figure, buy it directly from Culinary Customs. This video isn't sponsored or anything. I'm just, this is my opinion. This is my opinion on custom clones, and, I do think a lot of clones are overpriced and not worth it, but I think if you're buying, the Clone Trooper you really want and you're going to like it, definitely go for it, but I think it really is just a situational purchase. If you're looking to build an army, definitely don't buy these guys. The Culinary Custom figures are definitely not for army building. I guess that's really the main distinction I can make, is that these are not army building clones. These are, a 1-time, 2-time, maybe 3-time clone. These guys on the right, left are definitely The army building clones, these guys, you know, you can buy them in bulk, you can buy them in sets and get a lot of them. They're very easy to make an army with. So in terms of army building, I guess we can go to that aspect. The 501st Troopers are definitely better. So each of these figures have their, you know, pros and cons. Again, you know, some of these, the Clone Army custom figure is definitely more of a one-time figure, like a specialty figure. Well, the 501st Trooper is definitely an army building trooper. So I think overall these figures are worth it. Obviously, there are many different aspects that can apply to these figures, whether purchasing it is a good idea or not. But I think on the basic level, yes, they're worth it. Again, you just gotta watch your price, you gotta watch what you're buying, and you gotta watch out for like hidden fees, like accessories, things like that. So, you know, really just, it's based on your opinion. I think it's based on what you need the figure for. If you're looking for a, you know, just a conventional figure or just a special figure, definitely look into buying. Be a smart buyer. Don't buy random things and regret it. Definitely look into what you're buying, the quality, the printing, what the figure comes with, things like that. So really just be aware of what you're buying, and definitely let me know if you found this video helpful. This is really for people looking to buy their first clones, or for mocks, or even if you're an old-time buyer, just to help you guys on a little guide on what to buy. If you guys found this video helpful, you guys know what to do. Like the video, and let me know if you have any custom clones down below. Let me know what you think, if they're worth it or not. I know plenty of people that think they're not worth it. I know plenty of people that think they're, you know, definitely worth it and are worth the money you pay for. So let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys like more videos like this where I discuss certain topics, you know, let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram, leave a comment, anything like that is fine. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.